Hi everyone, I'm Andy Davidson. I'm the author of the Boatman's Daughter, and I'm going to be reading from the first section of the book, which is entitled In a Certain Kingdom, in a Certain Land. It was after midnight when the boatman and his daughter brought the witch out of Sabbath House and back onto the river. Old Iskra sat astride the John boat's center plank, wearing a headscarf and a man's baggy breeches damp with blood, their iron reek lost to the night-fragrant honeysuckle that bowered the banks of the Prosper. In her lap a bread bowl, wide and deep and packed with eucalyptus sprigs and clods of red earth broken around a small, still form covered by a white pillowcase. The pillowcase, like the old woman's clothes, stained red. They angled off-river at the mouth of a bayou and were soon enclosed by the teeming wall of night. Cries of owls, a roar of bullfrogs, the wet slopping of beaver among the stobs. Miranda Crabtree faced into the wind, lighting Hiram's way with the ever-ready spot mounted on the bow. The spotlight shined on branches closing in, cypress skirts scraping like dry, bony fingers along the John boat's hull. Spiders in the trees, their webs gleaming silver, a cottonmouth moccasin churning in the shallows. Miranda held up arms to guard her ears and cheeks from the branches, thinking of Alice down the rabbit hole, one small door opening upon another and another, each door smaller than the last. "Push through," the old witch cried. Branches screeching over metal, they did, the boatman breaking off fistfuls of dead cypress limbs until the boat slipped free onto the wide stage of a lake. Here Hiram cut the motor and they drifted in a stump field, a preternatural silence descending over frog and cricket and owl, as if the little boat had somehow passed into the inner, sacred temple of the night itself. To the west, purple lightning rolled thunderless in the cage of the sky. In the water were the twisted, eerie shapes of deadfalls. They broke the surface like coffins bobbing in flooded graves. "What is this place?" Miranda asked, angling her light all around. But no one answered. Ahead, a wide, muddy bank stretched before a stand of trees, tall and close, and when the boat had nosed to a stop in the silt, the old witch got up with a pop of bones, stepped over the side, and staggered off along the path of the light, bowl in her arms, her shadow long and reaching. Hiram brought up a shotgun and a smaller flashlight from behind the stern seat. Miranda knew the double barrel to be her grandfather's, the only gun Hiram had ever owned. She had never seen him fire it. They were bow hunters, the Crabtrees, always had been. "She needs me to go with her," he said. "You stay put." He stepped out of the boat into the mud and came around to the bow where Miranda could see his face in the light. Long and narrow, sadness in his very bones, it seemed. The first touches of gray at his temples. Drops of moisture swirled thick in the light between them. "The light will guide us back," he said. He took her chin in hand and brushed her cheek with his knuckles and told her he loved her. This frightened Miranda, for these were not words Hiram Crabtree often said. They struck her now like a kind of incantation against something, some evil he had yet to fathom. He kissed the back of her hand, beard rough against her skin. He said he would be back. He promised. "Leave that light shining," he said. And then he left her, following the witch's humped form into the trees, their deep tracks welling up with water, as if the land itself were erasing them.